Today we are going to start exercise 2.1 polynomials of class 10th. Here the question is the graph of y is equal to p of x are given in the given figure. For some polynomial p of x find the number of zeros of p of x in each case. Here what is p of x? P of x we have given y is equal to p of x. It is an equation or we can say polynomial. P of x means polynomial in x. We have a variable of x. We have to check, they have given the graph, we have to check that number of zeros. We know that we have a Cartesian plane axis and y axis. It is x axis and it is y axis. If our graph will intersect only y axis, if the graph will intersect only y axis, then it doesn't have any number of zeros, then it don't have zeros of any polynomial, no zeros is there. If our graph will intersect the x-axis, if our graph will intersect the x-axis, suppose the graph is like this, it will intersecting x-axis at 2 points. Okay, these are the 2 points where it is intersecting. At these points it is intersecting, so it has number of zeros. How many number of zeros it has? 2. It has 2 zeros of polynomial. How many zeros of polynomial? It has 2 zeros of polynomials. Similarly, if our graph will intersect at 3 times to the x-axis, here it is first point, here it is second point, here it is third point. Here these are the 3 points where it intersect to the x-axis. It means it is intersecting x-axis, then it has 3 zeros. It has 3 zeros of the polynomial. The how many zeros are there? 3 zeros. How many zeros are there? 3 zeros. Now see in question first. In the first question, it is x-axis and it is y-axis. The graph intersect only y-axis. It means it has no zeros. It has no zeros. Here the graph is intersecting at y-axis and at x-axis. At x-axis it is intersecting at 1 point. Then this graph has only 1 zeros of polynomial. How many zeros? 1. Here the graph is intersecting at like this first point. Here it is second point and it turn to upward, then on third point. Here 3 points, it intersect at 3 points on x-axis, then it has 3 zeros of polynomial. This graph is intersecting x-axis as 2 point on this and on this, then it has 2 zeros, then it has 2 zeros. Now again this graph intersecting x-axis, how many points we can check? Here it is first time, here it is second, here it is third, here it is fourth. It intersecting x-axis at 4 times, then it has 4 zeros, then it has 4 zeros. Here we will see it intersecting x-axis, how many points? 1, 2, 3. How many points? At 3 points. Then it has number of zeros 3. Then it has zeros 3 zeros. Okay. Next, a relationship between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial. Relationship between zeros and coefficient of a polynomial. General we have an equation. General we have an equation ax square plus bx plus c. Ax square plus bx plus c. General we have an equation ax square plus bx plus c. General we have polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. Here a and b are the coefficients of x square and x, and c is the coefficient. We have to find the sum of zeros. Sum of zeros we are finding. How? It is minus b by a. Next is product of zero. Product of 0 means c by a. Here b is coefficient of x, a is coefficient of x square, and c is a constant. Again a is a coefficient of x square. This is a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c. It have two zeros, or we can say it has two roots. Suppose this equation has two roots. Two roots name as alpha and beta. Name as alpha and beta. These are the two zeros of the equation ax square plus bx plus b. We can say roots, we can say zeros also. These are the zeros, alpha and beta. Sum of zero we are finding. We have to find the relationship between zeros and coefficients. These are the coefficient, these are the zeros. We have to find the relationship. We have to find the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Zeros are, here we have zeros alpha and beta. Coefficients are a, b and c. So we have to find relationships. Here we have write the sum of 0 is minus b by a. Sum of 0. Now we are finding a relationship. How we find sum of 0 will be equal to minus b by a is equal to alpha plus beta. Here it is sum. Sum means we have to add it. The zeros we have to add here, alpha plus beta. Next is product of 0. Product of 0. Product of 0 is c by a. Product of 0 is here c by a. That is alpha into beta. Alpha into beta. That it means product means multiply. We have to multiply the zeros of alpha multiply by b. If we have to check the minus b by a should be equal to alpha plus beta, and c by a should be equal to alpha plus beta. It is the relationship between zeros and coefficient of the numbers.